they want the engagement, if they want those employees, that full energy of your employee, you have to make this a priority. And listen, we have 50,000 employees around the globe. And again, I go back to obligation, right? I, as the head of HR for those employees, I feel that obligation and putting that employee well-being in the center. At MetLife, culturally, we have this incredible culture of caring for each other. And so caring for well-being is something that's not new. I would say it's what we've accelerated and augmented. And, part of my personal passion and why it probably comes out so strongly is, listen, my role is to bring the best of others. I'm a ninth child in my family, and my parents always said, it is our role is to bring out the best of each one of the children. And that's just how I grew up. That's how I was shaped. And so my whole life passion is to bring out the best of others, bring out the best of their gifts, bring out the best of their strengths. But people can't show up if they don't feel strong, or they don't even feel brave enough to face the world each day. And so that's really the construct of how we face it. We have incredible leadership at all levels. Having this conversation, our CEO has it in global town halls, has it with our leaders to really make sure it's a forward-thinking topic for us. And so what we've done is listen, I think everything starts is understanding the pressure points with your employees. Look at the data, these trend studies that are out there. Listen to your employees, listen to the surveys, have conversations, and then develop solutions that we've co-developed our solutions. It's not HR sitting in a corner or somebody else, that we have a consultant come in and design these things. We actually co-develop them with our employees so that their insights are there and they'll be very practical and applicable. So one is our Be Well platform, it's a care path. It's a website that employees can curate and create their own care pathways on topics like their finances, coping, their body, relationships. And, the other thing we do is a lot of things is just learning from each other. How do we create those conversations for each other? And we've incorporated that in. And then we do caregiving, for caregivers and for working parents, because, even now, Brendan, I don't know how working parents do it. I stayed home for 5 years. I was a stay-at-home mom. And there were days I could barely just take a shower, right? And I was just caring for my kids. I wasn't doing schooling. I wasn't working full time. I was just trying to take care of 2 kids. So the heroes of our parents and our caregivers is just amazing. And I have the utmost respect. And so what we did is we trained our leaders to how can you give more flexibility to your employees? We enhanced our benefits, daycare, tutoring. And then we did a lot, again, this concept of peer support, conversations. And I think you said the statement in the beginning, we're all in this together. And that's when you have those peer conversations so you can learn from each other. I'm not alone was kind of the biggest theme that came through with that. And then we're building the resiliency with our inclusion efforts and really powering up inclusion given, the very challenging societal issues that we're facing all around the globe. And we're having more conversations on, and opening our aperture on, micro messaging. How do you show up as an ally, biases that might exist, because we want every employee to show up that, listen, you have a voice, your voice matters, and we want you to show up uniquely of who you are at work. And that's how we all get better. And the last area that we've really focused on was kind of what we call tailored programs, given the needs at the time. So things like staycation, so people disconnect from the work and put that blurred home life, put it to the side and just focus on yourself. Wellness Wednesdays, we had a stress reduction and management course in Japan where 400 people were invited and over 300 people showed up. And that's in a society and a culture that typically doesn't talk about this. So I think it is critical, right? It's critical to now, but it is critical to coming out of the pandemic. And I would say that, listen, resiliency is about adapting to change. And we know, I would say change is the constant. Resiliency is needed. But what I ultimately believe fundamentally is that caring is the accelerator.